Against the Nuggets last night, Victor Wembanyama had 10 stocks. Stocks being an abbreviation for steals plus blocks, which is a ridiculous figure. I believe he had 6 steals and 4 blocks, and we're going to break down all of them right now. And a lot of the time, players will get like fake steals, especially where someone just like drops the ball. Fake blocks are a little bit harder, but there were none of these. Spoiler alert. So let's get into how Victor Wembanyama was so ridiculous defensively in this game. It's rare you see rookies defend like this immediately, and his length is obviously so overwhelming. But I think the positioning as a drop pick and roll big is improving for sure. It's not perfect still, but we see Wemby, the fact that he has this length, he can stunt at Reggie Jackson, which with his left arm, and still keep an eye on Jokic. And this is going to be a theme throughout the video, is defenders just like not realizing how giant Victor Wembanyama actually is. Like, Reggie definitely thinks he can get this layup off, and against 99% of basketball players he can, but not against Wemby, who's enormous but also has such incredible timing and hand placement as a rim protector, not for just a rookie but just for players in general. Once again, Christian Braun thinking he's safe, thinking he can just take a little floater there, and nope, Wemby is sticking to his man. And there were some really hilarious moments between Wemby and DeAndre Jordan in this game, but Braun, great D by Cedi Osman to keep him in front. He's like, oh, okay, late shot clock, late in the quarter, let's just take a tough little floater. But no, Wemby, while still guarding his own man, reaches out to block that shot. It is ridiculous. And he had quite a few ISO possessions, or not even necessarily ISO, but defensive reps against Jokic. Jokic got him on a lot of them, to no one's surprise. He is the best player in the league for a reason, but Wemby got him on quite a few. It's still just this really impressive length that Jokic is not used to, obviously, where Wemby does a good job here sliding down, immediately recognizing the action here. A lot of bigs, especially, really struggle to navigate screens, but I think Wemby's flexibility and agility is going to help him there. Gets down, blocks this floater, the defense cleans up there, and I think he ends up giving up a shot here, which is going to happen when you're playing against Nikola Jokic, but the initial block is quite impressive regardless of the outcome. And even though Wemby got bullied strength-wise by Jokic all game, it's just hard to get the ball around him sometimes, where this is a great job by Sohan, who is such a great defender already, crowding Jokic, making his life a little bit tougher, and then Wemby is perfectly timing this stuff. You can't just throw up lazy stuff around Nikola Jokic. Now onto his 6 steals, which is ridiculous. It is the same thing of players just like not realizing how giant Wemby is. This is a safe pass that Nikola Jokic has thrown hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, but Wemby has rare length, and he has the instincts and like the playmaking gene to use that to create turnovers. Not every super long athletic player has that, and Wemby obviously has it to the point where like he just sticks his arms up sometimes and gets turnovers. Like, look how much arc KCP puts on this ball. He is like lobbing that up to Jokic, and Wemby just gets a fingertip. That's all he needs. Jokic has great position, sealing off Collins inside, but Wemby gets a steal because he is enormous and has that playmaking gene. This is going to make Wemby so effective as like a weak side wing-ish help defender. They have him guarding a wing in Justin Holiday here. And again, Wemby can sit in the paint. He has 1 foot solidly in the paint to be a threat at the rim, but because of his length and his instincts, he can get his hands up and get a steal right there. And it's just not something that these offensive players are ready for, and he torched the Nuggets all night in this way. And I think a steal like this is reward for the fruits of labor of good drop positioning, where Wemby with his size can cover two at a time in drop in a way that most big men cannot. Wemby knows that, and a lot of drop defense is just like recognition, understanding where the point of attack defender is, how much help he's gonna need, where your help is. He sees Champagne's sticking with Reggie. He sees Chetty digs really hard, so Wemby knows he doesn't have to like dig really hard here, and he's rewarded for this strong positioning. Even if Chetty didn't dig steal right here, he would have been in a good position, and he was in position again. Without his length and reflexes, maybe that ball goes out of bounds and they don't even get a shot at that play. But there's really good stuff in terms of positioning, instincts, awareness. I like this play because he clearly is not moved by Jokic's no look here. He's trying to move defenders out of the way, or specifically this defender in Trey Jones. But again, I think defenses will probably like adjust the more they play Wemby, especially throwing it to him as a post defender is going to be hard, which is really important because of Wemby. And oh my God, this pass was ridiculous. As an aside note, it is over discussed but true how much Trey Jones is the best point guard to play with Wemby, because he's willing to just chuck it up. Wemby, fuck it, Wemby down there somewhere. And Wemby's passing is ridiculous. The fact that he's falling out of bounds, has the vision to realize two defenders come to him, soft touch, tap to Zach Collins, that losing control, special. But this isn't about the offense. It's about the fact that teams are going to want to get the ball to their post players against Wemby, because that is going to be a way that players and teams can beat him at this stage in his career. But even with Jokic like stiff arming him and like pushing him away, Wemby has the length to tap these balls away. And we're talking about a lot of the same things, but it's just not common to see any players defend the way he does, especially rookies, to impact defensively. And the fact that he's doing all this with, I didn't really show negatives in this video, but there were plenty. His technique, his strength, his positioning all still need quite a bit of work. And despite that, he is impacting the game like a top 25 defender in the league, playing as a defensive anchor. And it's hard to really put into words how impressive what he's doing is. But 10 stocks, 6 steals, 4 blocks, yeah, that should do it.